Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me okay? I didn't test my mic before. If you can't, I got to get out and get back in. Everybody hear me? I guess we'll find out. I love when we can have 2 shows in a day. Hell, there's been some days we've had 3 or 4. I want to apologize for this morning. My electricity went out. It did come back on, obviously. And with that being said, it took a little bit for the Wi-Fi to come back on. So I really, really appreciate everybody being here, and no harm, no foul, right? Let's see who's in here. JPL, who lives an hour and a half away from the case we're talking about today. Kiely Rodni. This is a really, really bizarre case, guys. Now, this is the first time we're talking about it on here. I just found out about it last night. I'm the last to know everything. So, really, we're going to get into it. So, like I said, it's the first time we've talked about it. Whatever, you've heard, whatever. Open panel, grab the link. Aggie, hello. DT, hello. Big T, Uli, Magoo, Jules, I'll be Frank. Check your email. I will after the show, or I'll find a second and I'll check it. Obviously, it's about the show. Frank's not just coming in to tell me hi. I'll check it a little bit. There is a press conference in a little bit, so we're going to discuss the case and then see if we can get the press conference to load. So hang on. What am I missing? Come on, speed up. Fun to ski. Yes, this is an interesting case. I'm not sure why Kiely decided to drive home so early in the morning. Those roads have switchbacks, and to have been fascinated by the Donner Party. Yeah, it is in Donner Party territory. I don't know that she was driving. I've got a lot of questions. I mean, I just started writing down question after question after question, and I'm not really finding my answers, but hopefully you guys have them. Let's see who I missed. Lisa, hello. Lauren, hello. Hopefully this isn't someone saying that they can't hear me. Hang on. Hang on. Can everybody hear me? Okay, guys, this is a hell of a week for me. I just realized that I have been talking this whole time and no one could hear me. Okay, some people say loud and clear. All right, well, I just got out, fixed the mic, and I'm back. Did everybody hear me welcoming everybody and what I was saying? All right, well, thank God. Like I said, this week is a month long, if you know what I mean. All right, so where was I? Obviously talking about Kiely Rodni. Let's see. Big T said I'm lost now. Well, Big T, it doesn't take too long around here. All right, let's see who I missed. I'm going to go back to welcoming like that never happened. Preschool Granny's in here. Morgan, big treat, Morgan. I really don't see you in chat very often. Just me, exactly. More questions and answers. So hopefully when they have the press conference here in about an hour, I believe it is, hopefully we have some answers, because right now I want to know why she was inebriated, drunk, and did she drive herself or did someone drive her? Again, I'm looking at the area of where she went missing, and it's they're really dangerous roads, right on the border, California and and Nevada. where, the Donner Party was. It's Donner's Pass, basically. It's that territory. Let's see. Rexana, hello. Shandia, hello. Beth, I got a lot of yeses. Did you guys hear me the whole time? Or did I just not look at the chat? Okay, Magoo said, hear you loud and clear. Well, thank God. I think I'm losing my mind. Hello, Kat. Let's see right here. So Kiely went missing around 12:30 a.m. on Saturday. That's my first question. So you guys might have to help me. Who reported her missing? Did they notice that she wasn't at the party? How long was she missing before this was called in? A lot of people are saying that this reminds them of the Naomi Rounds case. I'm not ready to go that way yet. My first thought when I heard it was she drove off a cliff. In the Facebook group, Crime Lines and Lies, by the way, join it. Lots of interesting stuff in there. Lots of fun conversation. Not as fun as Discord, because, in Discord, we don't have Zuckerberg looking at us, so we can kind of say whatever we want. But anyhow, so Andrea was saying her cousin's wife drove off a cliff. And she said, even with today's technology, took a very long time to find her. Hopefully that's not the case here. Kiely hasn't had any cell signal. I don't mean that there's no signal out there, because there is good signal in that area. There's a lot of almost like resort properties. People go there to vacation. So yes, there's signal, but there hasn't been any activity on her phone since, days now. Can't find her car. Her friends are not real emotional to me. Not picking on the kids. I'm not picking on the kids. I find it odd. So we're going to go through a couple of clips and see if we can catch this press conference. This has such a Michaela Jones vibe to me. For those of you that are familiar with that case, I've covered that case for over a year. Her mother comes on quite a bit, and something very, very bad went on at a party, and people covered it up. Definitely covered it up. She didn't OD or anything like that. Actually, she was murdered, but I'm not saying that Kiely was murdered. Really has that vibe for me, that something happened at that party, and here we are. So Jordan's been looking at this. Also, Jules said she was going to grab the link. Remember, the link is posted. JPL, I really want to hear from you. Hang on. JPL said, I could totally see a girl perhaps on a drug or alcohol wanting to go home, so she drives and she flies off the summit. That makes the most sense to me. Something has gone on that law enforcement is saying that they believe it's an abduction. I haven't seen an official press conference from the police, just heard it on the newscast. I've also seen a lot of pleading with the kids at the party saying, look, no one's going to get in trouble, nothing like that. I'd love to know who organized this party, because it went from what was supposed to be just, I say a few friends. I don't know what kids nowadays call a few friends, to kids from people from all over were joining. We know there was probably, drugs, alcohol, they're smoking, having sex. I mean, all the stuff that kids want to do. And something went wrong. Something definitely went wrong. Hello, Chris. See, that was my very first. Be Real said, or she went off the road, in like many cases, in the water or hidden area, especially in that area. JLP said she needs the link. I'll put it right here, but it should be pinned. I just don't know why they're saying abduction. It's not just the family. It's been on all the media reports. And if she was that intoxicated, shame on everybody that watched her walk out. Shame on them. And I think that might be a lot of the nobody's in trouble. Nobody's going to get in trouble. We don't need to know what was going on there. What information do you have? Because I have a very hard time believing that in that area, even with it being kind of a resort area, that some random stranger caught her on the road and something happened. Something went on at that party. Stephanie T, this crossed my mind too. They would have had to have found her car by now if there has been aerial searches. Yet where the hell's the car? I go back to Andrea. Like I said, she's in the Facebook group, the Crime Lines and Lies Facebook group. It's for all cases, not specifically for Kiely. She said this happened to her cousin's wife. Even with today's technology, it took quite a while to find the car. Let's see here. Let's bring up JPL. Hello, JPL. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I was so excited. Well, for one, finally get to talk to you. You're on panel. I saw your comment. You live an hour and a half from there. That is awesome. So this is all over your local news. So what's going on?
It's
What
definitely
are your
all.
thoughts?
I am hearing an echo from behind. I don't know how to get rid of that.
Is anyone else hearing an echo?
Maybe it's just me.
Maybe it's just you. That's okay.
So anyway, yeah, it's all over the news. I am an hour and a half away from Truckee. I go up to Squaw Valley, which is off of the 89. If you keep going straight, you can get to Reno. But this girl, I believe, went to this party with all of her friends, and a lot of other people apparently had gotten the skinny that there was a party up there, even from the Bay Area, which is, 2 hours, away. So there were a lot of people there that a lot of people didn't know. But this girl could have taken something, been given something, was already drinking, and perhaps got scared and got her car and took off. And it's not that hard to think of going. I mean, literally, if you take your eye off the road, you will careen right off into, Donner Lake. It is that scary, those roads. You have to keep your eye on the road.
Okay, let's look at this. Hang on. All right, so here's the map right here. In red is Truckee, California. So we're not too far from Nevada. If you look towards the bottom, that's Lake Tahoe. And
yeah,
they are treacherous roads. Let me tell you, especially it is a huge warning. If you're a truck driver, if you drive like a semi truck, guys, the big truck, you have to be a skilled driver to get through there.
And we have a lot of truck accidents, believe me.
Oh, I bet you freaking do. Okay, so here, court case sent this to me. 12 miles away, she was at Prosser Family Campground, last seen at the party at 12:30 a.m. I heard 12:03, now I see 12:30. Okay, Court K told me. Court K basically wrote the show, by the way. Props to her. Her mom called the police the next morning. Her mother is extremely sympathetic character. I feel horrible for her. She seems extremely guilty. We're going to listen to her in a minute when she said, I just told her to wake me up when she got home. That's okay, Mom. That's okay. She seems to be blaming herself because she gets up the next morning. No, Kiely. All right, so 12 miles away, the party obviously gets out of hand. Is that what you're gathering as well?
Oh, yeah. I definitely think it got out of hand because there were so many people there from from Auburn. That's like 20 minutes from my house. There are a lot of kids on social media that will find out about these parties and head up there. Now, she could have been taken. That's very, very possible. She could have been taken either towards Reno or even back towards the Bay Area.
Could be because her car is gone. Here's the tag right here, guys. That is her tag, California 8YUR127. That's not the actual tag. You know what I mean? And here is Kiely, and that is That's what her car looks like. The car's missing. It's gone. And there is absolutely no activity on her phone. None.
Huh. You know what's interesting too is that her car is very. I'm wondering where these kids parked, where they all were parking, and how far away her car was from the actual, hub of the party.
Oh, exactly. And there's some very concerning statements. I'm not blaming the kids at all. Real
Yeah.
quick, for those that are new to the case, which would basically be everybody, unless you've been following it since, well, you would be because you're local, so you've been hearing about it. So I'm going to play a clip real quick for those that are like, what's going on here? Because I see a couple people that are like, what is this about? So let me play a clip.
This is a real mom talking, a real mother.
And it's impossible for her not to break your heart.
Oh my God. I saw her and wanted to hug her because I'm thinking, I can imagine the shock of your daughter saying, I'll talk to you later. I love you. I'll see you in the morning. And your kid's not coming home. That would just, I'd lose it.
I would.
So yeah.
It is extremely heartbreaking. Be Real said, I'm stuck on she went off the side of the road.
Yep, I am too.
My first initial thought. Then I hear from Sammy, particularly her friend, who is talking about how this party, without saying it, she says, it just, people start coming from all over. And let's face it, not everybody at the party's got their eyes on Kiely. They're doing their thing. There's no reason to watch her. She doesn't need to be babysat. They're all doing their own thing. And then what the hell happened? Who saw her leave? Did she drive herself or did somebody drive her? Did someone say, look, I'm okay. I'll drive you to your parents' house?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the parking, how did she get, did somebody see her walking to her car? Where were the cars parked? If she's alone, oh my gosh. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've pulled people at concerts and when I'm with my son, he's 27, and I'm telling people, don't let your friend go to the bathroom alone. She might not come back. You go with her. And they're like, oh, you're right. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah. What is like the back of our hand to us? Like we just know safety, safety, safety. You know, you can't drill it into kids' heads enough. You just can't. All right. I'm going to play this clip real quick to kind of get everybody up to speed as to like where we are now. But this is the friends recalling the night she went missing. All right. If you hear an echo, will you let me know, hun?
I will.
Shy about talking about what happened at the party. So all of this begging, look, we don't care what adult activities you had going on, let us know. We need to know what was going on at that party. I mean, hell, they're just telling the news.
It did approach Eric B.
Was the whole thing echoey? Because I saw from Just Me, she said echo and I muted my mic. Was the entire thing echoed or did you guys hear some of it? If not, I'll replay it. You know how we do. Okay, so the girls were on the news. I'm really surprised at the gravity of this situation that they're not just bawling their eyes out because we know how teenage girls are so emotional anyway. I mean, are they in shock?
I think they're in shock.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering.
I see shock and there's just no way we were at that party and this happened. I think it's shock.
It could be immaturity. Kelly said you can hear the immaturity. That could be it. The mom breaks my heart. The mom breaks my heart.
Me too. You can feel her emotion. And her friends, I really think that they just are so immature that they don't realize the gravity that they were doing perhaps adult things that night.
Of course.
And You know,
Who in here, when they got out of mom and dad's eye and they were at a, unsupervised party, didn't try to do adult things? I don't know what a damn, bong rip is or anything like that, but I mean, this is awful. This is awful. Her mom, I have
okay, I can show you guys something.
What?
Oh my God. Where is
Hi,
it?
JPL.
Hold on here. Can you see it?
What is it, hon?
Oh gosh, wish I could get it.
I see beautiful, beautiful scenery. My goodness.
Hold on. Oh man.
Oh, look at that gorgeous hibiscus. Look at that butterfly.
There it is.
Look at that gorgeous butterfly.
Okay, so maybe that is a sign. But she's so beautiful, right?
Wow, that is gorgeous. Geez, I wouldn't believe it unless you showed me.
I know. I had to show you. I hate to interrupt.
It's huge.
It's huge. And it's just sitting here. It doesn't even want to go away from us here.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That's beautiful.
All right, now let's get back to this beautiful girl that's missing.
Well, that could be a sign, my friend.
I think it's a sign.
Gorgeous scenery, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. That was such a fun thing to show you because I see this butterfly every now and then.
Well, that was a huge treat for all of us. I'm not going to lie. I've actually got goosebumps. I got chills right now. Wow. 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 Oh, man. That was beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I don't want to focus too much on the friends. I really don't, because it's going to sound like I'm trying to blame them. And, their kids, doing adult things. I just want to go over a couple of some things that they've said. All right. So this was Sammy's statement. I had the last call to her. I was the last person pretty much who knows what was happening. I don't think she understands in the true crime world how much we could read into that. Granted, she's a kid.
Yeah.
How does she know she's the last call? Does she just assume she's the last person that called her? Or she doesn't mean like last call for alcohol like they do at the bar. She's not old enough. Or did someone in law enforcement say, it looks like you were the last person that called her or that spoke to her? That's what I want to know.
That's what I think. I think somebody told her, okay, you were the last person she contacted. They had to have gotten into her phone somehow.
Yeah. And she's kind of, she's putting it out there. I was the last person pretty much who knows what was happening. I'm wondering how many times she's talked to law enforcement. So if she knows pretty much what was happening, who did Kiely leave with? Was Kiely driving? Don't want to start doing a lot of blaming. Why would anyone let her drive if she was that intoxicated? But it is what it is. Kids are kids. They're not adults.
It's a forest they were in, okay? Mm-hmm. And there's the Truckee River right near where they were partying. I just started thinking about that. And I was just there.
Okay, so explain the terrain. How easy would it be, especially intoxicated, for Kiely to have drove off the road, like drove over a cliff, things that we're thinking about? But they're calling it an abduction. I don't know why. Obviously, law enforcement knows more than us, and they don't let me in on their tips. So explain that.
Well, a lot of people love Honda here, okay? They want to steal them. And perhaps these people from the Bay Area, somebody, whatever, came up from the Bay Area and they were trying to steal her car. I don't know. I mean, it's just a thought. And that's, I don't know. I mean, and it would be easy to go off of a cliff. I mean, it would be so easy. And it would be even easy to go off the road into the Truckee River at certain areas.
Wow. And I know people said, well, they've been doing aerial searches. They would have seen the car, but not so much really, because it's a long way down there. Not trying to be too graphic here, guys.
Well, there are no lights as well at night on some of these roads. Literally, there are no lights. And I've been in blackout, like where it's white out. And unless there was a car in front of me, you can't see at all. So it can be treacherous. And even though it's summertime, at night, there are no lights around. You're in a forest. I've almost done it myself.
Fun to Ski said, if there was hundreds of kids, how was Kiely able to get her car out with all those vehicles?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I want to know too. Definitely want to know that. Hang on, I'm going to see what time this press conference is starting. You can entertain everybody, JPL.
Oh, no.
Okay, hang on. That's the wrong one. Give me a minute. Shoot. I'm looking on.
I'm glad you got your power back, girl.
Boy, I tell you what, as if that didn't piss me off.
I can imagine.
Okay, it says it started 14 minutes ago, but no one's talking. Okay, let's see what's going on. Be Real said it's rather interesting how different law enforcement agencies handle cases. Abduction, yeah. Laura, I'm getting ready to put it on right now because it said it started 14 minutes ago. I don't see anyone talking, though. Give me a second.
I'd put it on, but I'm outside.
Is there an echo? They just turned it on early. So we can talk until they get started. BW said, I can't begin to imagine the pain, panic, and anxiety this mom is experiencing. Me too. They seem to me like they are extremely close-knit. Doesn't her parents, I don't know if it's mom and stepdad, I don't know. Don't they own a lodge around there, right? Are you there, JPL?
Yes, I am.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So they own a lodge around there, correct?
Apparently, I do not know anything about it, but apparently the family has a lodge there.
Okay. What did Mackie B say? Oh, yeah. She could have been followed by another car, overtaken, and somehow taken in the other car.
That's what I think, too. That could have happened. very, very possible. Because they want the car. These area people, I'm telling you, I think it could have happened with somebody from the Bay Area coming up.
I just turned the volume down on that because nobody can hear us talking. All right, so there it is. Okay. And I'll turn the volume up when I see the police come out. There's a lot of possibilities here. No secret that, the kids were, like I said, playing dress up, if you know what I mean. I still can't get over some of these statements that have been made and how the party grew so fast. But like you said, social media. Let me read a couple of them. Hang on. The party was only supposed to be open to those in the Truckee Tahoe region, but word got out, this is what they said on the news, to Grass Valley, Reno, and the Bay Area. Now, this is all from Sammy. Sammy has all the information.
Okay.
You there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hang on. Be Real said, yes, Mackie. By the way, we have a lot of new names in here. While I'm getting this pulled up, you guys take a second. Sub the channel. You know the routine. Hit the bell and remind all. I don't know what's going on with the notifications. I'm tired of beating my head against the wall with it. Pisces said they're urging all the kids, parents, and people to come to this community meeting this afternoon. It starts at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. What time is it? What time is it where you're at, JPL?
1:36.
Okay, so it's 3:36 here. All right. So Kylie's mother said that her daughter's never gone missing before. So people that say she met a dude online probably and just drove off from the party to go meet him. She's never ran away before.
That's a really good theory. That maybe she invited some guy up there.
Yep.
That's a really good one. But then Sammy may have, you know what I mean? If he was maybe an older guy or somebody that her friend wouldn't approve of, she wouldn't have said something. So it's very possible.
And I don't know who this Anna Larson is. It says family friend. Her daughter was also there. And Anna obviously wasn't there, but her daughter was there. So it was told to her that Kiely was in no state to drive. I guarantee these kids feel really, really bad now. And this is a life lesson they certainly didn't want to learn. But she was in no state to drive. I still have the question. Did she drive? There was so much commotion and partying going on. How do we know that she didn't meet someone there that said, I can drive you home? We know how kids are. Hell, we know how adults are.
It's not like she called Uber,
No. Well, and they said they've had drone searches, so they've had aerial, checked her phone, and no sign of the car. I agree with you, Stephanie T. I kind of think her friends know and now feel guilty for letting her go. Absolutely. Okay, so there's the car again. People are one thing, and we say all the time on here, look, people just can't vanish. They just can't vanish, okay? We get that part of it. But a damn car on top of it?
This is it's scary, and it makes me want to just drive. It makes me want to go get my car and drive over there and start looking.
Well, and she had plans the next day. She was supposed to meet her friends at Starbucks on Saturday morning around 9 o'clock, and they were going to go on a camping trip. So she didn't show up, obviously. And this is so she leaves the party. Usually, especially girls, do things in groups. Girls can't go to the bathroom alone. especially at this age. She just leaves alone? Has anyone thought about that? She just leaves alone. Girls travel in packs, especially at this age. Now, I mean, I'm sure somebody will come out and say, oh, no, she did her own thing. Hang on, Be Real said, the lodge was 30 minutes from the party site. She called her mom at 12:15, and Sammy talked to her at 12:30. Thought Sammy said she was driving and asked Sammy if she needed a ride. What is going on? I don't like conflicting statements. And we've got them. We've got them too soon in.
We have to remember he was probably drunk. Sammy was probably drunk that night.
Drunk, you have to look at the immaturity. Yeah.
And their immaturity of not being able to own up that, God, I left her. I saw her with some guy I didn't know. We don't, there's a lot of possibilities with this one, but it scared me that there were so many people from everywhere else.
I'm telling you, girls at that age, they travel in groups. This is crazy.
I know. I'm telling you, I saw girls at a concert, and they were going to let this girl just go to the bathroom by herself. And this was a Drake concert with 50,000 people there, okay? And they were going to let her go. So I'm like, the other thing is they were doing Molly. So how do they know how to think rationally at that age on Molly?
No, there's nothing normal about here. Nothing normal about this. I don't believe that the new generation is like, no, girls don't hang out together. They all go their separate ways. I mean, they don't go in the bathroom and gossip or leave together or anything. Okay, so Sammy went home before, but Kiely stayed at the party. There's still other girls around there. I still want to know, did she drive herself? I have not seen one thing, and if you guys have, let me know as soon as you can, that people saw her, not just one. If it's just one, I'm really going to have a problem. That people saw her get in her car, which who the hell all moved their cars? Because they would have had to have. They would have had to have. Remember, this party got out and people started showing up. Her car had to have been buried somewhere. And then she drives.
How did Sammy get there? Did she have a car parked near her friend?
Who? Sammy?
Yeah. Did she drive there? Did she have to get out?
Somebody took her home.
Oh. Well, maybe she came with her friend. Or maybe she came with Kiely.
Could be. Conflicting. Hang on. Be Real said, can you play the news interview with Sammy stating her account of the night? Yes, I will. Hold on. Give me a second. We're going to watch that until this starts. Who is backstage? Hello, level-headed. Welcome. Hello? Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing? Thanks for being here.
I am good. I was trying to figure out how to stream this. I don't know too much about it. I've been busy, but I came here for the info.
Well, we're kind of here for the info too, because we have like big question marks everywhere going, what the hell happened? What do you know, my friend?
All I saw here, hold on 1 second so I can. There was an airplane or a helicopter that circled in an area. So I don't know what that means. But 16-year-old with being drunk is not a good situation.
No, it's not. And it's going to happen. I'm not saying all kids. It's just not unusual. All right. I'm going to play this clip really quick of the friends talking because we caught something that's a little different. Hang on.
Okay. I'm going to mute.
You can't see the mom and not your heart not break into a million pieces. Okay, so that answered our question. Be real. Okay, called mom at 11:30, staying be home around 12:15. Let me look at this again. I'm looking at an article. Give me a second. But then we had but then her last phone call. Okay, leaving. Layla said, be real. Leaving at 12:15 a.m. And then we have no times or anything. Sammy says she's the last call. I've got a question. I'm not doubting Sammy. I'm not. Who told her she was the last call? I don't know. How does Sammy know that she was the last call?
But maybe Sammy's saying that she was the last call of the friends, maybe.
Of the friends, or the last call she made? It's vague.
Yeah, this is insane.
It is insane. Law enforcement could have, said, hey, look, we went through everything. She called you. That was her last call. I don't know that they would tell someone that she was your last call, though. But that's what she says. I'm just wondering if remember, we're dealing with teenagers. If it's an assumption, if she means it was her last call, I don't know. I just think that that's really significant.
I think it's from the police telling her.
You think the police told her? That's what just me.
I have a feeling. I just have a weird feeling that maybe somehow they know who the last call was. They just know.
Well, so I was watching the the forensic evidence. When something like this happens, it happens pretty quickly. I had a discussion with somebody that when they need the cell phone data and the information, that when they need it and they need it now and they can get access to it, like the parents are fully cooperating here. So like hand over the Verizon or whatever you can give me on digital evidence and it can be gone through pretty like real quickly. Not always do they release what's on there, but it does happen pretty quickly sometimes.
Well, where is her phone? Why are they not asking you? That's what I want to know. Don't you have to have where's her phone? Is it in the car? Or is it with her? And that's why it's not pinging. Or can't they ping her phone?
The phone not having, obviously, if she was in an accident and something very, very bad happened to her, she's not going to be making phone calls if she's not able to. So the no activity doesn't shock me, but the fact that they can't ping it anywhere does. The phone would be with her and she was in the car. Again, nobody has come out and said, with the media crawling all over this party, disappearance, what have you, everything, I haven't heard one person say that she drove off alone. Have you? Has anybody heard that she drove off alone, that nobody drove off with her?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I want to know. Where she was parked exactly. How many cars were around her when she was there? Does anybody have any video of, because a lot of kids do that. They'll take pictures of themselves, smoking a bong rip or whatever. And maybe inadvertently something in the background, like where they're parked. Because they're not going to be carrying it around. Maybe they have it at the car. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might have some video somewhere, some way of her in the background.
So I'm just trying to get caught up here for the day. So they haven't found the car yet. I saw someplace that maybe or maybe not, they found a tank top. And
yeah, I see that.
Then just the helicopter circling. So I see that here. But they don't have the car, right? So the
They
car's
do
still
not have
missing.
the car. The car is missing. Obviously, she's missing. They have not been able to ping her cell phone since after midnight on Saturday. She was wearing a black tank top and green Dickie pants. It has been said that the tank top has been found, but they're waiting to verify that it's actually hers.
Yeah.
Hello, Jordan. What do you know? You've been doing a lot of studying on this. Anything that we haven't covered?
Hello?
Hello. There you go. It was kind of coming in and out.
My phone is messing up. I don't know if you can hear me, but like I've turned it off, turned it back on, restarted it. I've done everything I can and moved different places. I'm out working and like I can barely hear y'all and it's breaking up and it's getting really frustrating. Like I'm trying my best.
That's okay. We're good. Okay, so we don't know if it's her tank top, but coincidentally, a black tank top, someone came across it. Car's missing. Haven't pinged the phone since.
She's talking to me, but I can't hear her.
I don't know, something going on right
Oops. Sorry, guys.
All right, I'm gonna hop down. I just wanted to get the update here. I'll be in chat watching.
Me
'cause it looks
too.
like it's ready to go. So
there. Okay, well, it's getting ready to start. See, what time is it? It's 3.
Okay, then I'm going to stay on.
Yeah, because
yeah, I'll be
about 6 minutes is when
6
law
minutes.
is going to give the press conference.
I want to
Yeah, the sheriff was just walking by the microphone, so it should be here shortly. So, all right, keep up the good work, okay?
Hey, you too. Don't be a stranger. Come by anytime.
I know I've been busy, but I do catch the replays, so I've been
Awesome.
watching.
Let's
All right.
put your link.
see you later.
Put your link in the comments.
Okay.
See ya.
All right. Bye.
Okay, what time is? Got about 5 minutes. Let me see. I'm
Yep,
gonna look.
it's almost 2 o'clock.
Okay, I was gonna look at something else here really quick while we're waiting. Okay. Again, Honda CRV is missing. The phone, her phone has been out of service for 3 days. That doesn't mean she didn't pay the bill. Okay, we fear she's been abducted.
Her friends did say there were a lot of older people there.
That's
That
what
she would
worries
have.
me.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of car theft. I don't know. It's just weird.
Okay, hang on. It's starting.
Okay.
This looks like Sammy. If you guys hear any echo, I'll turn it off.
I've been holding myself together, creating little books, and thank you for all of your posts and reaching out. I'm on the Kiely account and putting out everything. You've seen everything. You're reporting everything. So with the team talk that's going on in Tahoe City today, I wanted to reiterate this to all of the adults, all of the parents. Please do not come to this. You can drop off your kids, but drive away. Drive away as far as you can so that they cannot see you, you cannot see them, you cannot hear anything. I am in contact with the deputies, I'm in contact with the detectives, I'm in contact with the FBI, everybody. I am the person these kids need to be going to, and I've had a lot of people come to share that we need more. Anybody that knew about the party, learned about the party after, knows anything at all, you knew somebody who went, you knew somebody who was planning on going, you knew any drugs or alcohol that was there, you knew somebody who brought somebody. Anything at all, even if you did not go, you do not know Tyler, you never met him, you have no idea what's even going on, you knew about Prosser, please come to me. Like, this is what I look like. I don't know. I'll be right here. Please, just come to me after this, or right now, I can take you in there. Anything. The meetup is tonight in Tahoe City at the Save Mart. It's right, like you go off Squawway and you turn off and go into everything. Please come to this tonight. We need every single person there. It'll be from 5 to 7:30. I will stay there till 1 a.m. if needed. If kids need to get off work, if kids need anything. We have counselors here for support for anybody who's having anxiety, having stress, crying, anything you need, we have people here you can talk to. We're all here to support and help you in any way, and thank you so much for coming out to this and supporting us. We need everything we can get right now. We want to find Kiely. And if you have any questions, this is what this is for. Maybe not for the adults, but I'm only 18. I might know some, but I don't know everything, so you guys. Thank you.
Good job,
Okay, when they're talking, you turn that on. Exactly. Yeah, if they come up here, I'm going to turn this mic on.
Cassie, can we allow the media to move forward since this is the only microphone that you're going to be using? They're trying to come this way, but if not, you guys can move forward up because that's the only mic they have, however you want to do it.
Oh, wait.
What do they need to move? Well, they don't have enough mic cord to get that mic cord this direction. That's all they have. So if anybody's got XLR, drop 25 or 30, 50 feet on it and bring them over. Or move forward towards that microphone.
Would you guys be able to set up in front of the mic there? How would that work for you?
Move forward.
Angle?
Yes.
Okay, thanks everyone for your patience. We'll get this set up. Oh, they're moving. I'm not around with somebody.
Sure, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Pull this up.
Hello?
Hey guys, sorry, I'm having technical difficulties over here.
Oh, that's okay. Hang on just 1 second. Okay. You're good, hon.
So we're just waiting on the press conference right now.
Yeah. Can you hear it okay, Jordan?
Yeah, it's all right. It's on my end. It has nothing to do with y'all. It's just like my phone is not working and it breaks up a little bit, but it's doing a lot better.
It's weird. I'm not finding anything on my local.
There, Mike. Hold on.
We're talking
Hold on.
here.
Hold on.
Hey, guys, everything just kind of dangled there.
If you want to frame it and just sit down here and move it up. Channel 8. Your mic's falling.
Channel 8, your mic's falling. Channel 8. Right beside you, that's absolutely. Here she comes, right here. Come up, please.
You ready? Good afternoon. My name is Angela Musalam. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Placer County Sheriff's Office. We're here today to provide an update on 16-year-old Kiely Rodni. Because this is an active investigation, we'll only be providing information on a certain set information and facts. We realize there will be more questions, but we're pleased directing anybody to contact our Unified Command Center through our tip line, and we will help answer those questions as best we can. Now, for the operational and investigative side of the investigation into Kiely Rodni, I'd first like to introduce Placer County Sheriff's Detective Sergeant Scott Alford.
First of all, thank you everybody for coming out. This is an amazing community. We appreciate the support for the family. We appreciate everybody's concern. Just to let you know, from the investigation side, on the missing persons investigation, we are working with local, state, and federal agencies. We're using every tactic we can to try to get any information that might help further our investigation. In any tip that comes in, we're taking all the tips from the tip line from any means, whether it's emailed, called in, through the conversations with kids that we met with here at the community center. Those are all being chronologically put into our tip spreadsheet, and we're addressing those, prioritizing them, and we're taking a look at every single one. So no, we don't. If you think you have information and you don't know if it's relevant, we want it. We want any information because we will follow up on any and every lead that we can. Obviously, we have to prioritize them so that we can focus our resources. And so those who had firsthand contact with Kiely, who interacted with her near the time that she was last seen, those take priority. But we're looking at, video that people are sending in, anything. We're looking at timestamps so we can create the best timeline possible, take all that information, and we're committing all the resources we can to follow up.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Nevada County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Hack, who will be speaking more on the search and rescue efforts surrounding the search for Kiely.
Thank you. Sergeant Dennis Hack, Search and Rescue Coordinator for the Nevada County Sheriff's Office. I want to let you know at this time we have over 16 agencies involved in our search efforts. In the field right now, we have over 100 volunteers. Those volunteers are searching on foot. We're using canines. We're using vehicles, including motorcycles, UTVs, Jeeps, and such. We're using air assets to assist in the search, and we're also searching on the water using boats. As of this meeting right now, we've logged over 1,500 man hours in our effort. We received information on Saturday of the initiation of the missing persons report. We moved into a unified command with Prosser County and started conducting a search and rescue operation in Nevada County. Throughout Saturday and Sunday, the incident was handled by Prosser County and Nevada County. As the event expanded, we reached out to partners at the state level and also federally to assist us in the search. Search and rescue operates off of the information that we have available to us. The way that we develop that information and design our search areas and our objectives is based off of the clues that we receive from the field while we're searching. And the second way that we receive our information is through the development of the investigation. What we need is the community's help in assisting with providing that information on the investigation. And what I would encourage you to do is, if you have that information, we need the information from the community. We need you to take advantage of that tip line and provide us with additional information. Thank you.
And now we're going to have a brief comment from the FBI. I'd like to introduce Supervisory Senior Resident Agent Forrestel.
Good afternoon. The FBI has and continues to take instances where the most vulnerable in our society are victimized, and we are very happy that we're able to come alongside and partner with Prosser County Sheriff's Department, Nevada County Sheriff's Department. We've been part of the full investigative team. As of today, we had approximately 50 other agents up here helping run down some of those priority informations and leads that have come through. And we're going to continue to partner with both agencies as we see this through. So thank you for your time.
Now I'd like to introduce Prosser County Sheriff's Captain Troy Sander and Nevada County Sheriff's Office Captain Sam Brown, who have both been in charge of the Unified Command since we have learned of Kiely's disappearance.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sam Brown. I'm a captain with the Nevada County Sheriff's Office. First off, I really just want to say thank you for the partnership that we've had in our Unified Command. Prosser County is always a great partner and helps us out quite a bit and is able to help us expand in the abilities of what we can do in a situation like this. I mean, there's so many agencies to list realistically, but Truckee Police Department, CHP, the FBI, I mean, the list goes on, and we have a lot of people that are here giving support and folks in the field. Between our 100 or 150-ish law enforcement officials, we have about 100 searchers in the field and people such as yourselves that are coming out and providing all the community support. That's really what's going to be needed to help to hopefully find some clues or some solutions on where we're at and how do we move forward. I think the biggest message I can say is that we're leaving no stone unturned. We're really working as hard as we possibly can. Teams are tired, much like the family, and we're trying to do our best so that we're supporting the family. We try to meet with them regularly and make sure that they have our contact information, and we're trying to be as transparent as possible and continue on in our investigation and our search. Again, I just really want to thank everybody for the partnership, and that we're going to continue working throughout this process and hopefully come up with some positive news that we can bring back to all of you.
Thank you. Troy Sander, Prosser Sheriff. We're all here for one reason, and we appreciate the community support. We care. Many of us are parents. We're involved. We're committed, and we will stay committed. I want to reiterate our relationship with Nevada County Sheriff's Office, the FBI. We really appreciate their help. They've come in to help us streamline this process, make it more efficient, make sure we're doing the right things based on best practices. So thank you very much to them. I'd also like to thank the California Highway Patrol for allowing us to house our operations center here, for wanting to be close to the Truckee community, more importantly, to be close to the family. So I'll leave you with a point that I want everyone to know. There's a lot of information coming out there. A lot of people are asking questions. If you have to ask yourself whether or not you should share some information about what happened, you've already answered the question. No information is too small. Every piece of information we're going to put together to build a puzzle, to continue to push forward, to allow the machine to turn. We're not going to back down. We're 100% committed, and I appreciate the community coming out here. Please keep the family in mind. Realize that when you inundate them with a lot of social media stuff, that a lot of it vets out not to be true. We need you to push that information to the tip line. Let the detectives do the work. Let this family try to work through this process they're going through. So I want to appreciate, again, my partners in this endeavor, and we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Phoebe Bell with the Department of Behavioral Health will now be providing a brief comment about how her department is supporting Kiely's family and the community at large.
Hi, all. Phoebe Bell, I'm the Behavioral Health Director for Nevada County, but also a Truckee resident for 30 years, and I've raised my children here too, and I am wanting to acknowledge right now how painful and hard this time is for everybody. Every single person here is here because you care about our community, about this family, about this young person, about all our young people. And in that vein, I really want to encourage us all to model for ourselves and each other how to best care for ourselves during this hard time. Please talk about how you're feeling. Acknowledge that you might be having a hard time sleeping or that it's bringing up a lot of fear and anxiety for you. Reach out for help. We have a team of therapists here. They have orange lanyards around their neck. They're over there. They're here to talk to you and support you. Maybe you need some advice about how to talk to your young people about what's going on and how to manage your anxiety about their safety. Whatever it is that you need right now, please reach out. That's the best way we can care for ourselves in this really hard time, and how we can care for each other and care for this family and to bring Kiely home safely. Immediately after this, we will have a room in the rec center where therapists will be, and they'll be conducting more of a group debrief, which is a great way to work through the trauma of a time like this. And so please, if you're interested, go on in and visit that group. But again, this is the best of our community at the hardest of times for our community. Having us all come together and do everything in our power to try to help is a beautiful thing. Please heed the advice of the law enforcement professionals leading this effort. I want to call out our teen community, who has just been beyond amazing, and how they've rallied to this moment, and to encourage them to keep coming forward with their information. And take care of yourselves during this hard time. We're all here for each other.
We'll continue sending out any updates as we get them. We plan to send out any potential updates and additional information tomorrow morning in a press release. We can't stress this enough. Out of the 200 to 300 juveniles and young adults who were at that party at the Prosser Campground Friday evening, somebody knows something about Kiely. We are please urging and pleading with the community to please come forward. You will remain anonymous. Please contact us through our tip line. That number is 530-581-6320, option 7. Any bit of information can help lead us to Kiely so we can bring her home safely to her family. The 2 captains and the FBI will be available for any questions, should you have any.
Angela, how many tips at this point have you received? I know it's the update yesterday was more than 100. Is there an update on that?
We still have over 100 tips that our detectives are working through. They're exhausting every single tip and lead. Unfortunately, we still cannot locate Kiely or her vehicle. That's why we are urging anybody who was at that party that evening to please come forward. We need to find Kiely.
Angela, another question for you. Unfortunately, people in our region in NorCal go missing. It's so rare to see this incredible level of response both from law enforcement and the community. How and why is this specific case receiving this response?
We want to leave no stone unturned. We take this case, just like any other missing persons case, extremely seriously. Kiely is considered to be highly at risk right now because she is a minor and she is missing, and we cannot locate her or her vehicle. We want to thank everybody who has helped us thus far. our law enforcement partners, the community, people who have come forward anonymously to try and lead us to her. And we will continue to leave no stone unturned until we bring Kiely home to her family.
Now that we have federal resources, are we able to do anything more with her cell phone and find where it came after the party? Are those resources helping?
Those details are under investigation. Unfortunately, I cannot discuss them, but please be rest assured, our detectives are doing everything in their power to try and locate Kiely.
Can I ask why?
Sure.
I'll speak to that last question a little bit. So we are working with the FBI right now. The last information we have from cellular data is the 6th at 33 minutes after midnight. All of the tips, and we have over 200 now that we're working, and we're getting a lot of tips that are duplicates. So that's why it's important it comes in through the tip line, so we don't have people duplicating resources. But we are looking at all that information. We're having multiple different departments look at that information with different resources, but nothing has expanded beyond that timeline at this point.
Can you talk a little bit more about your investigation when people post things on social media that may not be true, how that's impacting your investigation and family? There were false reports last night that her vehicle had been located.
So again, we will prioritize those tips. If something comes in and it seems like a high priority, we're going to throw resources at it. We'll divert resources to address that, to check the veracity of it. And if it ends up being a false tip, I don't want to say that to discourage people from bringing information in. We don't want you necessarily to have to weigh the veracity of the tips. If you have information you think is pertinent, send it to us. We have a lot of people that are just focused on gathering, organizing, triaging, and disseminating resources. So allow us to deal with those tips.
We've been out to the campsite a few times, and the campers said that they saw you guys yesterday morning, today, earlier in the morning. What areas are you guys concentrating on today?
So a lot of this is going to be focused at the search and rescue effort. This is a multifaceted investigation, but so we are working in conjunction with them. But we do also have detectives working with search and rescue. Obviously, the last location known, our search expands from there. And then if we get a tip about another location, we will divert resources and work that to exhaustion. But primarily, we're looking at the last known location. We're expanding beyond there. We're starting with, vehicles, OHVs that are using all those resources down to, foot patrols, aircraft. I mean, every resource that we can utilize, we are.
And there are no surveillance cameras in that campground, are there?
No. And we are accepting video from people who are involved. So that's coming into a single source so that team can evaluate it, look through the video, surveillance video from other areas. We did actually have some surveillance video from the store at 6 o'clock the day before that showed Kiely. And so we have that information. But again, it doesn't expand our timeline. It doesn't really tell us anything that we didn't know. But still, it's great. It confirms a timeline that we already had.
Can I ask if there's an Amber Alert going out?
No, we've been working with the state. Currently, an Amber Alert has not been sent out, but we have utilized a lot of other resources that are even wider reaching than the Amber Alert system. And so we're working with multiple agencies. We've sent bulletins out to local law enforcement agencies, nationwide resources. And if the criteria is met, if we get a tip that points us in that direction, that will meet that criteria, we're going to continue to work with the state. If that becomes appropriate, then we will utilize that resource as well.
Is that the same in terms of borders being closed off?
All those resources to be able to recognize her or her vehicle at borders or any sort of location where we can track people and vehicles, those resources are all being utilized.
What kind of criteria do you need for an Amber Alert? That seems like really important even at this stage of investigation.
I don't want to speak to the exact criteria of the Amber Alert, but we're looking at the Amber Alert is a system for notification with suspected child abduction. Right now, we don't have any evidence that supports an abduction. Like we said, we're not ruling anything out, and that's why we're kind of pulling out all the stops. If this was a hiker and they were known to be in an area, that would be a search and rescue effort because we're searching a very specific area. Because we don't know, we just have that timeline, we're considering everything. So
you're not officially saying that this is an abduction?
No, but we're not ruling that or any other You know, we have the same fears and concerns that any of the members of the community and the family have. So we won't rule any possibility out.
So is this a investigating this as an abduction? Is that terminology correct?
No, it doesn't. The terminology is that we're just investigating this. This is a missing persons case. This is a search and rescue effort. We are investigating using every resource under the umbrella of resources that we have access to. So what we title it is kind of irrelevant. We're doing everything we can.
You have hundreds of teenagers here right now who may be nervous to go talk to someone like you because folks are drinking and partying and having fun. Hearing from you, what is your message for the crowd? If there's someone who knows something, there's a fear about their future, getting into college, things like that. What's your message?
So when we spoke to a large group of the kids here at the community center, we made it clear we are not investigating their conduct that night. Okay. If you want to report anonymously, if you heard information from a friend and that friend doesn't want to come forward, please come forward on behalf of your friend and tell us that information. So we are not investigating you. We are partnering with you to receive any information to help find title.
We're only taking 2 more questions at this time. Sir? Unfortunately, the search is still underway and we don't want to compromise any part of the investigation, so we can't discuss that. Absolutely. They've been searched on the ground and aerially from the air.
How difficult is it being so close to the border with Nevada and Prosser County? That each agency works really well together because the search and rescue is done winter or that stuff. But how difficult is it just being able to cross that border or finding resources to partner with such dense areas around the area?
You guys want to answer that?
I think that we're fortunate to have technology on our side in all reality to deal with some of those pieces of locating, say, a license plate and things of that nature. But in relation to Prosser and Nevada County, it's been pretty fluid and things have been going pretty well on that end as far as crossing state lines and things of that nature. If you mean more like in a geographical border, we put everything in place that we can for location of the vehicle. And if there's something where somebody knows where she's at or has information, that's what we're needing to put something together. And our hope is that we'll get some sort of piece of information from doing stuff like this and people in the community that really care and want to have some help in solving this.
We'd like to wrap up the press conference now, as we'd like to get our first responders out to continue the search for Kiely, as that remains our top priority. Both captains will be available for any additional questions. You can come up to them and speak to them if you'd like. Thank you.
Okay, I just muted the video. All right, had a lot of questions in here. I think Shannon asked if there's any big areas of water around Lake Tahoe. JPL, you mentioned another lake. What is it?
Daughter Lake.
Okay.
And also Truckee River.
Yeah, so a river and lakes. Okay, so let's go through this real quick.
And the Truckee River is very, it can be smooth, and then it goes into some serious rapids. It's a pretty flowing river. It's big.
Gorgeous area too. My goodness, it's gorgeous.
It is.
I was a nervous wreck watching that. I just kept thinking, well, they were too laid back for it to be worse news than we already know. So federal agencies, all the tips are prioritized. They're really looking for anyone that had firsthand contact with her. They said 100 volunteers right now on foot, canines, ATVs, motorcycles. They've had drones. The FBI agent didn't have much to say. I thought that was a little odd. So, but they have all the resources. They even have therapists on hand. I like this lady, their spokesman.
Yeah.
I like her. She was very stern when she said, somebody knows something. If you
got it.
Party, which by the way, the number of attendees at this party just changed, did it not?
Yeah.
Close to 100. We hear a much bigger number now. So they should have a lot of tips. They should have more than just a little over 100, correct?
Right.
Well, they just sent a text out to me in the neighborhood, in the area, that there were like 200 to 250 people in attendance. And, you know, that's a good amount of people up in the woods. Where were these parking? Where was everyone parking?
That's what I want to know. Where was everyone parking? And it had to have been difficult. I'm just guessing, and I obviously wasn't at the party, for Kiely to get out because somebody would have to move their car. They're all piled in there.
Yeah, it would definitely be hard if everybody was crammed and if she was inebriated, if she was drinking. Because it's hard to back out normal, you know, like if there's a bunch of cars. So imagine if you had been drinking.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. How are you? One, like you said, she had too much to drink. By the way, Jordan's up here now too. So we got Jordan and JPL, 2 J's. Okay, woo. I guess Sammy's getting ready to talk again. How did Sammy become the spokesman? I'm not trying to pick on Sammy. I understand she's a kid. How did Sammy become the spokesman? Pretty much when I'm reading in different news articles and stuff, you know, on Facebook, when you see people drop comments under the article, she hasn't been very well received. This is really not safe for Sammy. Sammy might want to back away. I'm not saying anyone's going to do anything to her. I'm just saying emotionally, if she goes back and reads anything, might be good for her to step back. Just my advice.
Right.
Oh, I agree. This kid in the midst of it, because now she's saying that she was the last person to talk to her. You know, it's very suspect, and it could be another thing. How about something may have happened over a guy?
That makes more sense to me because Sammy goes home. I don't even know how close these two girls are. They could just be acquaintance. Sammy could have been like, oh, she's the best friend I've ever had. And Kiely could have been like, no, girl, you're not. I don't know. But one went home and the other one stayed. That's for girls that are that tight. That's highly unusual, especially at this age.
Yeah, you don't leave your homie, and especially if she perhaps stayed with her.
Mm-hmm.
Something's definitely going on with them. Like you said, Brooks, like how close are they? Were they BFFs or were they just acquaintances? Like how close are they? And is she just trying to make it seem like they were really close to get in some type of limelight or whatever? Or attention? I don't know.
Well, that's what I want to know. And I can't believe her parents are letting her speak so publicly all the time. I mean, this is an ongoing investigation. Obviously, she wants to help her friend, classmate. I'm just saying, if it was my child, I'd be like, nah, let's not do this. You know, this is getting crazy.
Yeah, and definitely people in these cases will come after her. There, like we've experienced, there are crazy psychos out there that stalk the real life families and etc. And I hope there's none of that towards the family or her friend Sammy.
You know, I started thinking about this, Brooks. We have a real bad problem with trafficking in the malls. And the regional mall that this girl and her friends would probably go to is in Roseville. And there are a lot of, I'm wondering if they looked in the parking lot there for her car. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But there's a lot of older guys that try and talk to these younger girls in the mall. Perhaps that's where they found out there was a party. You know what I'm saying? There's something with this mall. I don't know why. I just thought about it. I don't know why.
Well, now when you're talking about the trafficking, I'm looking at this comment real quick. Hang on. Someone said it much better than the way I was going to articulate. Anyway, there's some trafficking known that goes on in Nevada. We don't know. Some of these people came from 3 hours away to come to
Right.
this party. Again, we have no verification that she drove off alone. Someone could have drove her. Her car's gone. It's not just her. I mean, she's not that big a girl. I mean, in any terrain, okay? In any terrain, it can be hard to find a person. The whole damn car? The whole car's gone.
Yeah, that's what makes me want to think that she's in the water somewhere, because there's been other cases where they've not found the missing persons until years and years later, when somebody's doing something in the water and they're like, "Oh, here's a car," and they tow it out and it's the missing person. So I'm not sure. I feel like that's my main theory, or something definitely happened at the party. They also mentioned there were older guys there, not just teenagers. So who knows what happened? And they said older guys were offering them stuff. So that is pretty sketchy.
Very sketchy. Just Me had a point. Remember, this is a party. It's a teenage party, even though older people showed up.
Right.
I think they're older, like, mid 40s. Hell, who knows? I hope not. Could be. Anyway, somebody could have wanted her car. Hey, I've got to go get something. Let me have your car. Who knows? There's a million possibilities of things that could have gone wrong at this party. It was said in the comments, and it definitely rang my bell too. Now, a party with 100 people, that's a big ass party. Now, the numbers, what did you guys hear? Was it 200 or 300 people?
They just texted it was 200 to 250 people.
Okay, that's a big party. That's a big party. How did this ruckus and commotion, I do not think for a minute that they were all going, shh, shh, we don't want them to hear us, not get the attention of the police?
I agree. But you know what? It's in the woods. It was everybody knew that this was going to happen. And I'm sure that they understood that, teenagers are going to be rowdy and loud. This is their claim to fame. They've waited all their lives to be, partying up in the woods to, for their graduation or whatever. I don't know, but it's crazy that there were so many people, and that there were people from so many other areas. And it scares me, because I'm telling you, that mall, kids go to the mall. That is the only big mall versus Reno. Okay. You got to go to Reno, or you got to go to Sacramento or Roseville. I mean, and there's a lot of trafficking through there. What if somebody heard there was a party, followed her? Just, I don't know.
There's a million possibilities. The last gentleman that spoke, well, the last person to speak, I think her name's Angela. I really liked her. So he said there's no criteria for an Amber Alert, and the sound was kind of in and out. Did he say they don't think it's an abduction? Or did he say we do think it's an abduction? But remember, every state has a different criteria for the Amber Alert. People talk about it in every case. Here's my example I put up. This is in my state. This is the Amber Alert in Oklahoma. You have to have who they were last seen with. They describe the car, the tag number. 9 times out of 10, it's a family member, or mom or dad. Every state's different. There's some just, if they believe the child is in immense danger, there's an Amber Alert. Every state is different, and I wish it was the same all across, but it's not. He said no criteria for Amber Alert. I don't know the criteria. Are we talking for Nevada or California? I need to go back through it and listen again, because I think I heard him say they don't believe it's not an abduction. Did you guys hear him say they do believe it's an abduction or don't. Also, they're focused on one area. That area happens to not have any cameras. I'm also confused about the party. I've got a lot of confusion going on this week, guys. Bear with me. Kids are on those phones all the time, particularly at a party. There's got to be video flying around somewhere.
Thank you. Of course
Right.
there is. And that's what concerns me about this girl talking so much. She knows something more. I don't know why she's just like holding back. That maybe they fought that night over a boy, but she didn't go home with. She didn't care what she did. She didn't hang with her so much. She was concerned that her friend was leaving.
High school girls don't do that. I'm sorry. The genetic makeup of teenage girls has not changed since I was in high school. Did she
Yes, you
meet
definitely
somebody?
don't read each other.
What's that, Jordan? You cut out, hun.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes. Everybody hear you.
I said that you definitely do not leave each other at a party unless a fight's going on or something's going on. And she's very talkative, and she doesn't. I'm not attacking her like you said, but she
Right.
doesn't look sad. She doesn't. If that was my friend, I'd be freaking out. I'd be distraught.
I'd be crying.
Feel guilty.
Crying. You'd be upset.
Yes.
And she is the spokesman. She's really taken charge of this situation. Nobody's attacking her. Nobody is saying she did anything wrong. I just want to know how good of friends they really were. Why one stayed at the party, the other one didn't. And the one that went home early is telling everyone I was her last phone call. If she's that, I mean, we all know what a drunk dialer is. Why was she calling her? She certainly didn't call her to tell her she got home. What was the context of the phone call?
Right.
She's drunk off her ass. That's been said by many. She was not in her right mind, not in her right state of mind. What was the context of that phone call and why?
Yes, I definitely want to know that. What were you talking about? What was said? And another thing is if there was almost 300 people there, how did nobody see her leave?
Oh, somebody did. And I love Angela. The
lady,
public information officer that was so firm. Somebody knows something. So if you're a parent in that area or in any of the areas mentioned, and you happen to not see your child at home that night, today'd be a good day to ask them, where'd you go and did you see anything? Nope, we don't care if you were smoking pot, chugging beers, whatever, don't care. Anything that we need to know?
There's video out there. Someone has video.
Multiple videos. Multiple.
I can't imagine somebody not going through their video and saying, whoa, wait a minute, there she is, or anything. And that parking situation is just the thing that kills me. That's the whole thing. I want to know how many cars were parked and what it looked like. That's the key.
Yeah, I guess I'm just too old and practical. That's me. I got to figure out the parking situation. And I mean, it's not like this hit the airwaves like a boom on Saturday. Not everybody at that party would know that she was missing. And so there's probably video floating around somewhere. Maybe not today. Maybe by now they all know. There's multiple videos, multiple pictures. There was tons of communication going on. Like a text. You can't find your buddy at the party. Hey, where are you at? Oh, I'm over by the tree. The big tree. You know what I mean? There is a lot of cell phone data going on from that party.
Especially with kids nowadays and social media and Snapchat. And if they're at a party, they want to show it off and post it on their story. So I agree. has to be some type of video, photo, something. If there was that many people there.
There was definitely something going on, because the party went from what was going to be like a just, I don't want to say a small party, but you know what I mean. And through social media, it grew to this huge party. It's almost like a damn festival. So
Right.
that, I mean, that's how they all found each other. Where all did they say they all came from? Hang on real quick. I got to look at this again. And I don't know where these areas are, so JPL's going to have to help me. Give me a second. Where they all came from, it might be on this piece of paper. I can't read my own handwriting.
They said Auburn, the Bay Area, which is like, when they say Bay Area, it could be anywhere. The Bay Area starts at like Vallejo, Richmond, Berkeley, then San Francisco, then Oakland, which
Is that like 3
Erie.
hours away? Is it 3 hours away?
From Tahoe, yes. From Truckee, yes. 3 hours.
Wow. So yeah, social media, the phones were definitely put to use that night. Definitely. Okay, Stephanie said, yeah, 3 hours. Hopefully they are checking, like anyone in law enforcement needs my advice, from, let's just say, for example, we just mentioned the Bay Area. Hopefully they are checking credit card transactions. Somebody would need fuel, need something to drink. That was en route to Tahoe. They have a lot of investigating to do, I have a feeling, because this is way too much to go through.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, because you have a car, it's not just a girl being missing. You have a car that's missing too.
Hang on, Alexis. Alexis, I'm telling you, that's what's driving me nuts. How does Sammy know that she was the last person to speak to her? How does she know that? I'm not accusing her at all. Did law enforcement say, hey, by the way, you were the last one to call her? Or is she kind of touting that fact like, I'm such a good friend, I was the last person she called? I don't know.
Her mother would know.
I'll put her statement up again. Sammy
Her
said,
mother would know.
I had the last call to her. I was the last person pretty much who knows what was happening.
Then tell us what the call was about. What was happening? What was going on? Was she driving home? Was she still at the party? Who was she with? You know, like, if you were so close to her and you were the last call, like, explain a little bit more, because that's very vague. Like, that doesn't give any detail.
No, so I'm just wondering, she calls her mom, says, she's going to be home. I'm just kind of wondering how she sounded. Not saying that her mom would let her drive drunk.
Right.
Because if her mom thought that she was, drunk, I have a feeling her mom would have been like, don't drive. I'm going to come get you. I'm going to have someone come get you. But her mom does say she talked to her. Did she talk to her or get a text? Very, very different. That's worlds apart. Okay, so I don't want to say her mom spoke to her. Then Sammy says she's the last call. Who told her that? Usually law enforcement doesn't tell people you were well, I guess they do. You were the last person to speak to them. Yeah, they do. Never mind. I'm just talking and talking, aren't I?
Yeah, I'm not really too sure about the law enforcement thing. I mean, I feel like they would, to be like, so what was going on? What information can you give us, since you were the last person? We pulled up the records, the phone records or whatever. But I think they said she texted her mom. I don't think it said that she called her mom.
Okay, I've got to look at that again, because like I said, that's worlds apart. That's a huge difference. Sally said law enforcement had said that they weren't sure when last contact was and with who. Of course, the mom is going to assume it's her, saying, what time she'll be home or whatever. Again, it was probably by text. Sammy says it was her. All right. They did tell us in this press conference that the last known, I guess, activity from her phone, or the last time that they saw that it was on, I guess I'm going to say on, they can still ping it if it's off or dead, was on the 6th, 33 minutes after midnight.
That's what I want to know. If it's dead, can they still pay a phone?
I'm pulling up an article real quick because I want to know how, and the article could be wrong. No, I can't
Also
find it.
know if Sammy was close to her mother, to Kylie's mother. Kylie's mother would know how close these girls were.
Right.
So, I mean, if Sammy was the last one to talk to her, law enforcement wouldn't be shy to say, we need to know what's going on. You were the last person to talk to her. That's what Sammy's saying. I don't know. I'd love to know the context of the phone call. How did she sound? I'm not going to say Sammy should have done anything other than, I guess, what Sammy did, because she's a kid. She wouldn't know what to do. But I would love to know why she reached out to her. They didn't leave together. So why would she call her? It's like I said, we know she wasn't home. So why did she call her? A lot to go through. We're going to continue following this case. Are you down for the long haul, JPL?
I'm down for it. Yep.
You're down for it. Jordan, you down for the long haul?
Yes.
Gonna have a lot to go through. You guys in here down for the long haul? Because we're not anywhere near done with this case.
Yeah, there's still lots of unanswered questions, and I did have one more thought.
Go ahead.
Since there was drugs and drinking, if you're a young, pretty girl like she was, okay, let's say you have an open container. Do you know how many times girls get date rape drugs and put in their drink and something bad happened to them? That could be another possibility. She could have been drugged and somebody could have taken her and with her car, but then again, how did nobody see? Or is there something that went on and her friend knew about it? Like, who knows? Like, I have no clue.
100% exactly. Somebody at that party could have slipped or something. The exact phrase was, she was not in her right mind. I'm not saying, I mean, obviously she's probably a little bit of a lightweight, but
right.
To be in her right mind, I'm thinking somebody must have slipped or something too.
Yeah, because like you can be drunk and still kind of know what's going on, but a lot of the times girls unfortunately get slip stuff and bad things end up happening. And who knows if her friend saw, and like what if it was the friend's like boyfriend or a guy that she liked and she saw and she knows more. Like, I have no clue. There's a million possibilities.
Hey, Stephanie T, I am also in Fair Oaks.
Well, look at that. Y'all can get together and have lunch.
I wonder if this girl did have a boyfriend. That's a good one. I wonder if she had a boyfriend or if she was seeing anybody or an old boyfriend, or did she just, that's a good one. The boyfriend. If she had a boy that she liked and maybe the other girl liked him too, or
did she meet somebody online? Because that's very dangerous nowadays. The Tinder, all the dating apps.
Because let's face it, 150 more people were, shall I say, invited to the party.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to me that Kiely and Sammy are that good of friends. You don't leave your BFF behind at the party. Especially, I mean, you just don't. Especially if she's not acting in her right mind. And then say, I was her last phone call. Well, what the hell was it about?
I wonder if she told her mother, Kyle's mother, the contents of that phone call.
Who's Sammy?
Yeah, I wonder if Sammy
too. She's got to tell somebody.
Pretty, yeah.
I'm going to start writing down a ton of questions because I mean, I'm sitting here asking you guys because my mind's blown. So when do you guys want to continue this? I'm not going to go live again tonight. What's a good time for you guys? I'm going to do another show on this tomorrow.
I'm available anytime tomorrow because I'm off work.
Anytime tomorrow. How about you, JPL?
Me too, just not 7 a.m., girl.
Just not 7 a.m. I won't count you in at 7 a.m. All right. Hey, JPL, send me an email, okay?
I will do that.
All right. I'm going to start shutting it down, guys, because there's a lot to go through. So we're going to continue this tomorrow. Hopefully overnight, more stuff comes out. And as always, you guys are the best chat and best community on YouTube. If anybody wants to come and chat in between shows, send me an email and I'll give you a Discord link. Just tell me your name, not your real name, however you want to do it. I don't care. I don't care if you tell me your real name, who you are on YouTube. Because sometimes people are like, oh, you know me. I'm a Lady of the Devil 55. And I'm like, never seen you. No, I don't know who the hell you are. At least come into chat so I at least see. No, I don't know who the hell you are. All right, so I will see you guys back here at 9 a.m. Central. I think we're going to wind up having 3 shows tomorrow. Busy day. That's okay. We like it. Hopefully my electricity doesn't go out, but you know, I think we're going to have a drill in case that happens again, because it will happen again. That's just how it goes. It's a live show. You never know. All right, see you guys back here at 9 a.m. tomorrow. You all are the best. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.